Okay. So I wanted to make slides for tonight, but I just did not have time. So this would be a good one to like make bullet points or something for. These notes are directly out of one of the presentations from Summit. So if you watched Summit, and I honestly, this was like the very one that I did not write down the name of who presented it. And I'm like kicking myself. All the other ones I wrote who it was. So I don't know why I missed her name or something. But her whole presentation was about recruiting working coaches. And for me, like, this is a big goal of mine. And so I like listened up and I thought, tonight, this might just be great to share these notes that I took. And, you can apply all of them or some of them. And I'm also, as I'm speaking, I'm not preaching from experience on these, I'm preaching from her experience. And I am teaching myself because I need to do these, and I'm already like looking at the very first one, which I don't do. So the very first tip, well, you know what? At the beginning, she said, you have to share the biz to grow the bit. You have to share the business to grow the business. And like she said that, and I was like, oh, duh. Like that's so simple and obvious. But sometimes you just got to hear something in a certain way. But when she said that, I'm like, of course, because all this time all I've talked about are my workouts and my nutrition and helping people, like accountability and all of that, which is good. And it just, again, that's one of those things that depends on your goals and what, like, how many people you're trying to reach. And of course we want to talk about both, but for me, like, I want to help coaches learn to work and run a business, how, whatever their goals are. And so when she said that you have to share the business to grow the business, I'm like, I know I do it a little bit, but not as much as I talk about our bod group and our workouts, because that's easy at this point, because that's what I've trained myself to do. So anyway, these are her purposeful actions in order to recruit. And I love this because, excuse me, I felt like nobody really gives you like that many tips and stuff. So, okay. So the number one was invite 3 people to the coaching opportunity every single day. And I don't know if she does it 5 days a week or 7 days a week. So set your goal there. And that, like, literally that first one, I started the year doing that. I started last year doing that, and I always fall off. I don't know why, but it feels harder for some reason. And that's really just training my brain to be like, it's the same thing and it could help somebody in the same way. And I guess I always feel like I can take off my workout story, all the people that watched it, and invite them to work out. It feels a lot easier than being like, do you want to work this business that I'm doing that you probably don't have confidence for yet? Like, it just feels scarier to ask them. But that was her first tip. So send 3 coaching invites a day. Of course, you want to send more invites than that to your challenge group, but that was kind of her minimum for inviting to the coaching opportunity. And I think, I don't remember the number that she was saying that added up to 100 a month, but it doesn't. So I don't know where she did her math from. But her point being, like, we've talked about this a little bit before, but it is still a numbers game a little bit. The more people that you want to bring in, the more that you will have to send out those invites, just like to get the percentage right, So I'm like, well, yeah, that makes sense. So I really need to get on that. 3 coaching invites a day. Number 2 was share on your stories about the business that you're building. So she gave a couple of different tips, because I know I'll share like, I'm working right now, and like, that's good. It's like, okay, but they don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe they think I'm working some other job that's like just online, like not this, I don't know. So share on stories about the business that I'm building. And she gave ideas like, you could do a day in the life of coaching, which I kind of debated this because I thought I sort of do that already, but she got really specific. She would say, okay, I'm sitting down right now to invite women to my bod group. Like, she didn't say just, I'm sitting down to work. I'm sitting down to do my invites, or I'm sitting down, to check in with our group or whatever. So that was one example. And obviously you don't have to do that every day, or you could, but you could announce it that day and say, I'm going to show you a day in the life of me being a coach. And it could be a really long story and be really specific as to like everything that you're doing. And then invite from those stories. So another example of sharing on your stories about the business is, oh, that's pretty much what she just said. A day in the life of coaching, share the tasks that I'm going to do today. The other one was talk about who you're looking for, which I don't think I've ever done that. And sometimes I'm like, I'm not even sure who I am looking for because I'll take anybody. But we do want to be looking for a specific person because we all have a different goal of a coach that we are trying to be, right? So, and maybe it's not even that you're looking for a business builder or whatever. Maybe it's that you're looking for someone who's a hard worker or who's willing to stick with this for longer than 3 months. Or, maybe it's kind of specifics like that, or that is disciplined or willing to be trained, willing to learn whatever that we're doing. Okay, so number 3 of her purposeful actions to recruit is that she said every week make a static post about coaching. And static just means it's not a call to action. And we've talked about call to actions before. Are, at the end, you ask them to join you in some way. So a static post, you're not going to put that at the end. You're just going to say something like, so she gave examples, talk about ways this has blessed your life, address a coaching objection, or recognize a coach. Like shout out if someone had a rank advancement on your team, or if a coach just signed up and you're really excited for them. So something like that. So I know in the past couple of weeks, like this month, I have tried to focus a little bit more on it in some of my posts, and I have hit on a few objections that people have given me, like, well, I'm not in shape yet. I don't have a before and after picture, or what was the other one that I did recently? I don't even remember, but those are kind of some examples of where I just address something, but I'm not saying at the end, come join my team. I'm just like talking about it. Or last week I did a really simple one on payday that was like with my kids, and I'm just like, payday and park day can be on the same day. Like, it's a blessing. I'm happy at the park. I also got paid today because I'm working at home, whatever. So at least one of those a week is what she's saying. Number 4 is share about coaching in your challenge group. I'm like, it's like a no-brainer, but I don't even think about it. The people who are constantly tracking, was that this one? Yeah, that one's actually a different point, but the people that are logging all the time or who logged the most, like go invite them to coaching. If they're consistent on their journey, they're probably going to be consistent, working or in inviting other people. And they're probably, if they're staying that consistent, usually the more consistent people are more excited, they're seeing results, like they're believers in what we're doing already. So, but the actual sharing, I guess, is, talk about those same things that we post. Maybe we could put the same static post in our group as we do, on our profile, because not everybody sees those. And like I have some people that are not on social media that are in our bod group that wouldn't know anything about it if we don't tell them. So, okay, number 5 was host a coach info session, which we did our sneak peek this past month. And I'm just going to continue doing that for now. I wish I just had more creative ideas with that. But it seems to work, for the people that are interested, they're going to watch it. The people that aren't, they're not going to watch it. So you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. I just love that. So anyway, we do that once a month. And then Jessica, like if you want to plug into Dare to Dream, I know they are probably starting like a live Zoom every month and just sharing coaches' stories and how they got started. So plug into something like that. You don't have to make your own. There are already teams that are providing it for you. Just add your people in there. Number 6. Whoa, I'm like flying through this. I thought this was going to take longer. This might be a short call. So number 6 was back to sharing about coaching in your challenge group, but she specifically said send one-on-one messages to your challengers who have the potential to be a coach. So that's where she said whoever logged the most in your bot group, invite them. And, you know, and sometimes that's not like the only people that you need to ask, but also someone maybe who's not showing up, but really needs the accountability. You know what? One of the girls that I added in our coach sneak peek recently, she hasn't got back to me yet, but that was what she is, one of our challengers, and she's never gone into the app. And it's like, I know there's so many people out there that like want to get started, but they just don't ever get started, or they can't stay consistent. And like, honestly, I am consistent because I am a coach, because I'm asking people on this journey, because I'm the leader. So a lot of days I show up just because I'm the leader of the team, like literally. And so I actually use that for her, and I forget how I worded it, but just, you know, just that like this can help your accountability. And like, Randy, I know that's why you started, and that's all that coaching is. So even if it's someone that's maybe not showing up a lot, but you know that's one of their goals, mention it to them. And it doesn't have to be like you have to grow this big business right away and go crazy. Just be like, do you have 1 or 2 friends or like your mom that would want to do this with you? And don't even say the word coaching. Just say that. Like, could you find a few people to do this with you? And then if they're like, yeah, I probably could, like, boom, sign them up. You're a coach. And obviously it's not that easy, your entire coaching journey, but that's how you get started. And then the last one that she said was host local events, which that one freaks me out because I'm like, I don't know, I couldn't do that. I couldn't plan it. And that would probably work better. Like, I know all of us are in different areas, but maybe if you have a small group of people that you signed up that's close to you, or that you all are friends already, host an event, even if you are already wait, I said it wrong. Already all friends. I don't know. You could still make it like Beachbody related and do a workout together and tell them about the coaching opportunity, or just meet. Because her whole point was we are a people-centered business, and so we need to meet in real life. And like, I don't know, that can be really tricky. So even if like the only time you could meet them is coming to Summit or something, or even if this just applies to yourself right now, like maybe you don't host the local event, but you find, and you guys, it's like we haven't even had live events for 2 years. So, but there are super weekends. There's not a whole lot in Missouri. There's St. Louis and Kansas City. There might be another location. I don't even know how it works if you want to start your own, but like find one of those, you know, and plug in, and those are smaller ones anyway. So it's kind of cool because you really kind of meet people. And anyway, okay, wow. So that was her tips. And I can just quickly run through them again. And then I think we're going to hop off. This is great. I've been like driving all day and my sister's here. So send 3 coach invites a day. Share on your stories about the business that you're building. And examples of that was a day in the life of a coach. So share the actual tasks that you're going to do today. And just decide that, you know, just be like, okay, I'm going to do this on, or you could do it every whatever day of the week, you know, because if you're constantly adding new followers, I should start doing that, because there's always new people watching my story that don't know what I'm doing. So like maybe every Monday's like my favorite day to be a coach anyway. So I'm all pumped up and I'm excited about the National Wake Up Call. That'd be like the best. Every Monday is the day of the life of a coach. And then every week, make a static post about coaching, just sharing how it's blessed you, you know, recognize someone that you've helped, or address a coach, objection that maybe you thought it. I know for me, like my biggest one was that I thought like I'm not popular, I'm not a good speaker, I didn't even know how to take a selfie, I'm super shy. All of those were my objections that I said to my coach. And but she honestly didn't say that much to persuade me. I just like knew I was supposed to do it, but that's okay. She probably would if I argued it, maybe. And then number 4 was share about coaching in your challenge group, host coach info sessions, and then send those one-on-one messages to your challengers already. And again, sometimes, well, this is about recruitment and working coaches, but you can still send those messages to your challengers just as a casual, you can be a discount coach. Because a lot of discount coaches, Jessica Bowser Nelson was a discount coach, and now she has 7 business centers and is a millionaire. So you never know. I just love using her as an example. But that's still getting them in. And then I've had discount coaches who just suddenly have a friend that they happen to mention, like Emily. Yeah, Emily's a good example. And then now she's an emerald. So okay, now I'm just gonna